you're telling me you have a relatable story from or relatable thoughts from How We Make Excuses to the movie?
No, it's not even excuses. It's just a theory,
Okay.
just a relation point, I
Let's
All
think,
right.
go. I want to hear
that
it.
I've been
Something
thinking
good.
about. Well, this movie, it's about war and how nothing goes right. It's hard and it just keeps turning out terribly. And that
Yeah.
was us trying to record this podcast about this movie.
That's
Like
true.
Yeah.
one
Yeah.
way or another, we just kept running into a wall.
True.
The podcast recording kept getting killed. Uh,
Yeah, it did.
just it didn't
But
didn't matter what we were doing.
it's the
Yeah, we
movie's
got off the
fault.
ground and we kept taking a bayonet to the chest,
Yeah,
you know.
yeah,
Yeah.
jinx. Just
Yeah,
just
we
snake bit.
definitely did.
So we gotta get this one behind us.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All Quiet on the
I
Western
believe
Front.
in us.
We need an
Yep.
armistice to get get this thing settled.
Yeah.
That's right.
Yeah. Get this out of that.
I,
Well,
I feel I feel good about this.
yeah.
Okay.
Ben's like, I'm not convinced.
Yeah.
Welcome to Action Club Podcast, your weekly hangout for great conversations, big laughs, and even better vibes. I'm Demarco Crum, joined by Ben Weber and Tanner Spies. This week, we watched All Quiet on the Western Front, and we can't wait to dive in and share our thoughts. Whether you're listening or watching, we're glad you're here. If you enjoy the show, don't forget to share it with your friends and follow us on Spotify, Instagram, YouTube, and now Apple Podcasts. Let's get into it. I'm just going to give you a quick little spiel on this. This is one hell of a resume. And I think Ben mentioned this. This is like our fourth or fifth Academy Award winning film. We actually have a pretty good
I no, we might
roster.
even be up like seven or
You're
eight.
7 or 8. Yeah.
Yeah.
Check this out. So 2022, directed by and I have to warn you guys, I studied German. I lived in Germany and I love my German my ability whenever I have the chance to speak German or use some accents. So I'm going in deep. So just
all
buckle up.
all his favorite people are Germans from both
Yes.
So
sides.
I've seen the
Great.
movie 3 times and I don't know any characters' names. So you're
It's,
doing fine.
well, there's a fun one. There's a fun one. You probably recognized one of the guys from other stuff. We'll talk about it. But Edward Berger is the director's name, and this film won in the 2023 Academy Awards Best International Feature Film, Best Production Design, Best Original Score, and it also won a BAFTA award for Best Film. So this movie kicked
I
ass.
agree.
And I'm going to give you my little quick reaction, then I'm going to turn it over to you guys. When I watched this movie, my very first reaction was, what a beautifully shot and tragically bleak film. Like, the shots are so cinematic, so beautiful, and it's a nightmare. It's like a walking nightmare of a film, but it's so beautiful. And the shots, shot after shot, I'm just sitting there going, damn, I mean, this is very, very well made. One of the scenes where I think it's Paul on the back of a truck and his boots are dangling over the back of the truck. There's a shot of his boots and the background. That looks cinematic. I'm like, these fucking boots look beautiful. So it's yeah, the cinematography is excellent, and I loved this movie. I also don't ever want to watch it again, but I'm glad I watched it because it was
100%. Yeah.
it was it was very good. But Ben has seen it before. Tanner, was this your first watch?
This was my first watch.
Excellent. I want give me Tanner's take.
Yeah. This movie was truly, truly dark.
Yes.
Definitely 100% one of the most like brutal, dark,
Oh yeah.
emotional movies I've ever watched. I like halfway through, I was like, I think I'm gonna, take a walk and come back to this. So literally
Yeah.
an hour in, I was like, all right, I'm gonna take a little break, come back. But I mean, it's like you see
Somebody's
everything
gonna
from
make it
people
out
like
alive.
you'd think, but it's
Oh
just
my
like
God. Yeah.
you're watching people slowly die, people committing suicide. There's like every aspect of it. I mean, it was a very truly profound movie, but um, and also a war movie from a perspective that I've never seen, and kind of
Yeah.
like uh, made me have perspective on soldiers in general that are going to the war, to war for the first time, any war. Um, but it's a movie that really made me think about war in general more than
Yeah.
just that movie, and then the movie kind of ends. Um, it's also a movie I don't think I need to watch again. I did watch Netflix's how they made this film uh version about the movie, and that was really cool to see them like build out sets
Oh,
to
that's neat.
talk about the score and all that kind of stuff. But yes, this was an unknowingly incredibly dark film that
Yeah.
I was not expecting. I did
I
really
feel
love the action in it, but fuck's sake, it was brutal, brutal.
yeah. I feel like this movie, what it accomplishes best is it really takes you into the dark side of human existence and the
Yeah,
depravity that we are capable of when placed in these, extremely desperate situations. I mean, they're starving out there and they're trying to just to not die.
yeah,
The trench warfare. We'll talk about this later. I've got some notes on that, but when they're breaking into the guy's barn, the farmer's barn, to go steal eggs, and just they're just trying to survive. It really, it is dark. I mean, it's a crit, and like you said, the guy the
it's
guy was
dark.
maimed, and Tieden, I think that was the character's name, and he just decides, I'm out. Like,
Yeah,
I'm just gonna end it now. And it's like, bro, you still have a life ahead of you. And he decided that he's like, no, I'm done. I can't. You know, I'm no longer a whole man or whatever. It really grapples with some really amazing concepts, and it reminds me of, I don't know if you guys have seen it, but it was Letters from Iwo Jima was a film that
Mm.
Clint Eastwood directed. He did two World War II films around the same time. It was Flags of Our Fathers, which gave you the perspective of the Allied soldiers, American and British soldiers. And then he did Letters from Iwo Jima, and it gives you the Japanese perspective. And it's that these characters are in a cave and they're being bombed, and they have a chamber pot. They're basically like almost back to the dark ages of life, and it's really interesting. Very similar. Shows you the dark side of human existence. So I have a lot of thoughts on this movie. I don't want to take over too much. Ben, you haven't said anything. You take over, Ben.
Uh, I made the mistake of watching two other versions of this movie as well.
Oh,
I
yeah.
watched the 1930 version and the 1979 made-for-TV version. And
made for TV.
yeah, well, it's pretty good. They all turn out the same. There's no happy ending
Sick,
on any
sick.
of them.
Yeah.
I will say that the other two, both of them, they got to, when they see the girls in the field in this one,
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
uh, the other two movies, when they encounter the girls, they got to go have a little party. So I don't, these guys got
No,
screwed.
yeah, no fun in it.
And then they didn't have the like B plot that this one had of like the generals and the higher ups sort of like taking their time ending the war,
Oh,
like
Yeah,
yeah.
seeing like the bureaucracy of like, we're gonna have dinner and we'll talk about it tomorrow. Like while our guys are
Dude,
like in the
yeah,
trenches,
I know.
with their faces in the mud.
yeah.
Um, that juxtaposition is pretty jarring. And then, the
Yes,
music of it is just nuts. Like
Oh, the music was
it's
wild. It was
just
so good.
unbelievable.
fills you with so much dread. Like,
Yeah,
Yes. Literally from the very beginning, you're like, these guys are
yeah.
fucked.
Like, oh no, man. Well,
Mhm.
yeah, the beginning of the movie, like you're like, oh, we're right in the war. Oh, no, no, no. All these people are gonna die, and then we're
yeah.
gonna wash their clothes and hand them to a whole new set of guys.
Brutal.
And then like just rinse and repeat, right? Yeah, it's pretty jarring flick. Not it's maybe the least fun movie we've done for action film.
I think
Oh,
it's I think it's
And
the
we've had some real
most
stinkers.
we have. I think it's the most a movie has ever made me think outside of like just the movie, like think about, war and all these different aspects in general.
This is
Super
the
dark.
most likely to have to watch in high school when you have a substitute
Oh,
teacher.
yeah,
Yeah,
yeah. This is a movie
definitely.
that genuinely makes you think. But
Yeah.
yes, in terms of like a happy ending, there was none at all.
Mm-mm.
Yeah, it was
You can't escape it.
I
no,
will
it was rough.
say, Ben mentioned the mud earlier. There isn't a makeup design Oscar award? Is there Academy Award?
Yeah, yeah.
This movie,
There is, yeah.
Like special effects.
oh, special effects. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
I thought that the whoever did the makeup in this movie, it was amazing work. The
Mm.
different colors when his face was in the mud, like the greens and the browns. I remember it really stuck out at me. It was just how just vibrant and brilliant the colors looked. Again, with this bleak backdrop of these like they're in the trenches and they're covered in mud. But just the colors really just struck out to me. It was really incredible. So
You would really like, I think you would really like it's like 20 minutes. It's like how the making of All Quiet on the Western Front.
oh
And
yeah, I'm gonna watch
there's a
that.
section where they talk about all the clothing design, and the main designer was talking about how she had like 20 outfits each for each main character, and then they had hundreds of extras
Come
that they
here.
all needed outfits for. And the main designer was talking about how many different colors of mud and forms of mud that she could make.
Yeah, that's awesome. I'm excited to see that. I mean, you guys know I nerd out over the making of movies and all that good stuff. So yeah, and for the audience, my apologies. My wonderful 4-year-old is homesick today, so there may be a little bit of chaos. Per the theme, per the theme. We're just doing
Yes.
our best here. So this is definitely a movie Vivi will not watch until she's much older.
If ever, you know?
If
That
they all if
if maybe
ever.
ever.
Well,
I talk about Daniel Brühl?
Is that the guy
yes.
that
I got a
I
lot.
think I know?
Yes. Where
Yeah.
do you think you know him?
He's from another movie that's similar to this, but
Yes.
he plays like a little bit more quirky fun.
You're gonna
What
love it. Are you ready for this?
Yeah.
He was Frederick Zola in Inglorious
That's
Bastards.
what it was.
So yes.
I knew, yeah.
And
Yeah.
what's really cool about this is that in that movie, he
Yes.
plays the really famous soldier that starred in the film Stolz der Nation, The Pride of the Nation, that movie that they're showing in the theater in Operation Kino. So that part's really cool. And, but I found out some very interesting things about this Mr. Brühl. Turns out he is German Spanish. And so my full name is Demarco Alexander Jackson Crum. I tell people this and they usually think, "Oh wow, that's 4 names. That's kind of a cool, kind of thing." This guy has me beat by a whole name. His full name is, are you ready for this? This is epic. This is according to Wikipedia, so we're going to go with it. It is Daniel Caesar Martin Brühl Gonzalez,
Wow.
which is awesome.
You got a lot of
Like
bases
That
covered
is
there.
that's a
awesome.
mount. Could you imagine he's in trouble with his
Got a
parents and
lot
they
of
like they
bases covered.
rattle it off? Daniel
Daniel
Caesar Martin
Cesar.
Brühl Gonzalez, get your butt here right now.
If you
Daniel
hear all
Cesar, go
five
to your
names,
room.
you're
Yeah, go to your room. But yes, Tanner, you recognized him from Inglorious Bastards. He also plays Helmut Zemo in the
Mhm.
Marvel movies. He's the Hydra baddie that sets up
Baron
the
Zemo.
fight,
Yeah.
the big fight. So, and he shows up again in Falcon and the Winter Soldier. So, I think he's a phenomenal actor, and I had so much fun with him in this role. And I love how they just keep using him in these like German / World War II,
yeah,
history
it's all
based.
similar-ish characters. Like he
Yeah,
still has that kind of like what's the word for it. It's not like dainty, but it's like,
yeah.
quirky almost. Yeah.
No,
Mm.
no, quirky's a great a great way of putting it. I couldn't agree more. He was really the only standout for me in the cast. I think the rest of the characters, it's hard to get attached, especially with the way things end, you're just like,
Hmm.
wow, I was really rooting for Paul, but then okay. Have you read the
Yeah.
book, Ben?
I have not, or maybe I have, but I don't remember
I
reading it. I feel
so
like I
when I made the
probably was supposed to read it and I
yeah,
maybe didn't. Maybe I fudged
when I
that
made
test.
the when I made the comment in the group message about him going home and missing the war, I think I got that book mixed up with Red Badge of Courage. I don't know if I've actually read this book before, so I think
Well,
I was
both the other two
misremembering.
movies have a like sequence where the guy goes home and because his mom is sick
Okay.
and
Oh, okay, okay, okay. Maybe I am
and
remembering it. Okay,
spends some
cool.
time. He goes home and is like, none of you understand me anymore because of
Yes. Okay,
war.
yes.
And
Okay,
then
good.
he goes back. He's like,
Yeah.
I got to get back to my boys.
You see a clip of that in like a glimmer of that in the Hurt Locker when
Hmm.
Jeremy Renner's back home and he's like doing dishes and he's not
Yeah.
there. He's not he's
Yeah.
physically there, but mentally he's thinking about the battlefront. And then it's almost a happy ending for him where he's happy to be back and is
Yeah.
on his deployment. It's kind of but also eerie. So yeah, it's just I just like and you know me, I like to take over and get crazy. There's some really fun little Easter egg references to other war movies, and that you probably
Mm.
noticed, Ben.
Oh, what did you see? What
Yeah,
stood out to you?
my
Oh,
the one that really stood out to me was the flamethrower sequence, which was
Oh,
obviously really
yeah.
horrifying, and that haze, that like yellow orange haze, very Apocalypse Now. That's what that
Hmm.
very much made me think of Apocalypse Now. The grenades with the tanks, obviously that reminds you of Saving Private Ryan. You know, minus the you know the oil, the glue, whatever they were used to stick them on. That was really cool.
Did either
So
of you see 1917,
no,
the
but I
it's on my
just
World
added
list,
War
it.
but not
One
yet.
movie?
I just added it to my list. Yeah.
Yeah,
It's a little more fun than this one. It's
that's a
it's a
good
little
selling. Seriously,
it's
it's a great selling point.
a little bit more of a chase. I mean, you're just following this guy basically like running across the war. Um,
Oh, it's the one that's that one really long shot, and he's
It's
going.
yeah,
not technically one, but I think it's made to look like that.
it's stitched together. Yeah.
Yeah,
Um,
he's like running across. Yeah, over the
I
yeah the
I would recommend that. That is not as
excellent.
bleak as this.
Good.
It was a bleak movie, but it was a good fucking
Oh, of
movie.
course.
Like
Like
It
I
the
was
would
scary.
recommend it to other people, but with caution, and that I wouldn't watch it again.
when the tanks are driving over the trench, that's like
Dude.
as
Oh,
harrowing action as we have seen
yeah,
in what we've watched. Yeah,
yeah,
those tanks will fuck
Yeah.
you up. Oh
yeah,
my God.
yeah. Like imagine looking at a fleet full of tanks when you all you have is a fucking
They're like,
single shot and a bayonet. You know?
Yeah.
Yeah,
It was the hardest part for me watching this movie was on the one hand, it's like, yes, these are German soldiers and they're invading France. You know, they're like, this is kind of not cool, right? Not good.
hmm
And
France don't want you.
they're getting fucked up as a result of doing this. But on the other end, you're thinking, man, these are young men. They're getting sent off to war. It's like it's the machine, the machination of war, and you find yourself like relating to them because they're still yes they're soldiers and they're gonna go to war and you know try not to die but like they're young men they're talking about women they're like you know they're trying to eat they're you know they're still guys so I found them very relatable, but it was also hard to separate the feelings of like, God, I hate what you guys stand for. And, you know, this obviously runs counter to the way we like to do things.
Is
and
there do we need to set up like a bench toilet in the woods? That looked like some real bro
yeah,
bonding time that they had
did.
going.
It really
Let's
I'm
did.
gonna do that. I'm gonna do
let's
that.
just go like hang out on this plank
Yeah,
basically
That's the way to go.
and take our time pooping in the woods. It
yeah. If
looked
I ever have a
it looked like a
ranch,
real
that's where it'll
getaway.
happen.
Yeah. Well, and it's funny when you mentioned that I immediately just changed my answer for one of our categories because that I forgot about that how awesome that was. Yeah, maybe if more people pooped together on a plank of wood, this world would be a better place. We
It
could, you know,
changed my thoughts on like just generally talking to other people in the bathroom. Like I don't
yeah,
talk to me, you know.
yeah.
But those guys were having a real heart to heart. So
They
They
were,
were,
but I
but
also
it's,
don't know if they were pooping every time. I think they might have just gone
yeah,
out there to chat.
but like,
but you
yeah,
also
go out
think,
there, sit, have a cigarette, maybe poop. I
yeah,
don't know.
yeah, but also like these guys are watching their friends get blown up and shot and bayoneted.
Yeah,
It's
so
like
you'd be very
you're gonna
constipated for
like
sure.
I really at that point you're pretty desensitized to everything, and you're just like, oh, he's peeing or he's pooping. That's okay. Can we just say that obviously just reading about trench warfare in school makes it sound horrible, but this
Hmm.
movie just it really I'm not sure. I haven't researched much about it. There's a couple like pretty minor historical inaccuracies according to a quick Google search, but it trench warfare sounds like it was awful. Just
Hmm.
nightmare. I
Yeah,
mean,
Hmm.
the all
and
the
it
diseases they caught. Oh,
and
what's
it
up?
wasn't very. I was gonna say, and it wasn't effective at all. Like
No, it
they
wasn't.
spent majority of the war or the time like moving like a few hundred meters.
Yeah, isn't that insane to think about? And it really wasn't much of a step forward from the classic, conventional warfare from Revolutionary War, where the forces would line up and just fire at each
Yeah,
other, and whoever was left standing, it was just like, yeah, it. I couldn't help but watch and think, damn, this really they're really setting these
Well,
guys up to fail.
this is also when we got like airplanes, right? So,
Yes.
right.
those change things a lot.
Yeah,
Exactly. And interestingly enough, I'm sure this is like a pretty well-known fact. I don't think you guys probably already know this, but for anyone in our audience that doesn't know this, World War One was in many ways a world-changing war. Obviously, it was World War One, but it was the first armed conflict, major armed conflict to have machine guns and chemical warfare. Gas, obviously being the main weapon. So it's
No more Mr. Nice Guy.
really it really captures the just bleakness. I don't know if that's a real word, but it's the word
Sure.
bleak just coming back to me. So
Bleakitude.
bleakitude,
Bleakitude.
yeah.
That's definitely it.
Yeah. And yeah, never want to fight in a trench. I don't ever
I
want
don't
to
think
do
you
that.
have to worry about it.
I don't
I
think
think,
I want to fight at all. I do
Yeah.
not.
yeah.
Well, and it's this you can tell me I sound like I'm being a sensitive whatever sissy. I don't care, but you know how everyone whenever something happens in the news, everyone's like, "Oh, World War III is coming." After watching this movie, I'm not going to make that joke anymore because it's just like fuck. Like you think about like a world war, like it's easy to say something without thinking about the gravity behind it. But you watch this movie and you see these men in these trenches, and you're just like, wow, it's maybe I shouldn't joke about this so
Yeah,
much.
this story is very anti-war. I think like
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's that's
yeah.
not a secret.
yeah,
Like
No,
war
exactly.
is bad. Yeah.
And
very bad for
the
everyone.
book was written in 1918. This is just funny, but obviously not surprising. This book was banned in Germany when Adolf Hitler took power because it was anti-war and it didn't run in line with the obviously pro Third Reich propaganda that was coming out of the factory with Goebbels and all that stuff. So not shocking, right?
Not at
Because it
all.
definitely is not a pro, not a pro pro Germany book for sure. So,
No.
but I love how it gives you their perspective. The last note I had before we get into the categories is I remember at the end of this movie, I was so sad when Paul got killed because I didn't know that was coming. I couldn't remember the
I
ending of
didn't
the
know
book.
either.
Hadn't seen the other movies, and I'm thinking, oh shit, they're gonna blow the whistle and they're gonna be done. And then oh shit, he just got stabbed, and he got stabbed in the lung, so he's fucked. Um, and and you're just there's a feeling of emptiness at the end of it, and you're like, what the hell were we out here for, guys? Like, what was the point of all this crap? Just for
No.
these two guys in a train car to have a pissing match,
Yeah, yeah.
only for them to end up signing it anyway. So it was,
Yeah,
yeah,
I
it,
agree.
the
I was
futility of,
gutted. I also didn't know. Yeah.
yeah, no, it was tough. It was very crazy. So any last couple thoughts before we go categories?
Hmm.
I would just agree. Like I didn't know I definitely didn't know how bleak this was gonna be before I chose it. I was like, oh, like interesting war movie that
You like these war
I've
flicks.
wanted
You're
to
into it.
watch. I
What?
do like dark movies in general. This was very dark and very, it's like The Departed where everyone dies in the end, but much, much, much worse and more emotionally taxing.
It's
But
like The Departed, but if Marky Mark also died
right, exactly.
and
Right.
Alec
And
Baldwin
and
also died.
but not funny. Like no part of the movie is funny.
No, 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 no. Yeah. No,
Yeah.
there's not really any comedic relief. It's also interesting. Okay, I lied. I have one more thought. It's interesting how early, like after the Heinrich part where you see the first character and he doesn't make it. Spoiler, like nobody makes it. That's the big thing with this movie is it's everyone's
Spoilers for this 100-year-old story.
yes.
Yes.
But you
Yeah.
see these young men um going off. They're gonna fight for their country, for pride, for country, and for their nation, and for the Kaiser. And they're happy, they're young, they're vibrant, and it's amazing how. And even the lighting, it's very bright, it's very very jovial, and then it very quickly changes. They get off the truck and they're like, "Oh, this is not quite what I thought was going to happen." And then they rip the tag off of like, "Oh, this belongs to someone else." It's like, "Oh, that was an accident." And then the shot of all the tags on the floor. Oh my, oh God, oh so
Every single part of this movie was bleak and
it's
brutal in every scene, pretty much.
yeah.
Even
No,
like
I
when they even in when they saw the women, that wasn't all happy. It was there
no.
was like a bleak undertone to it. The music played to that. Uh literally every scene. Yeah, it was rough. It was a rough movie.
Oh yeah. No, it was agreed. Bleak. The word of the day is bleak.
I'm
My
interested to see how we
Bleakitude.
do the.
saying,
I'm in,
let them cook last time. Today it's bleak. Bleak is the
uh,
is the word of the day.
I'm in, was it Pee-wee's Playhouse,
Yeah.
guys?
That's right.
I'm interested to see how we do the categories on this because
A
Yeah.
couple of them
every
are,
every
yeah,
minute of this movie is kind of the same and terrible in the same ways.
Yeah.
agreed. There's a
I have
couple
a few
categories.
answers, but we could see.
Yeah, there are a couple categories I just decided to leave blank. But I've got a few contenders. So, first one, and I have one. This is the first time in Action Club history I have one character that I'm gonna argue can fit two categories. So, um, won't be a shocker. But first
I
one,
agree.
the Polly Award for most useless character.
This is
This is
the
a
one
tough
that
one.
I think fits into two categories.
Yes. Who do you
Then
think?
you then you go first.
Oh,
General Friedrichs,
100%.
the general.
okay.
The
All right.
German
Yeah.
general, the really pro war hawk guy. Um, yeah, he's a hardo. He's a hardo. So, and
Yeah,
that's my
all he does is sit in the office and send soldiers to die, and um I'm pretty sure he's also uh a fictional character that's been put in um to um make it so people understand how brutal and out of touch like military elite were. But
Yeah.
that yeah. Other than that, he didn't serve a huge purpose in the movie.
Yeah, there's like historically this trope of like, you got the guys down in the field killing each other over like what the generals are talking about up on the hill, like while they eat sandwiches. Like and this is just the worst example of that. These guys are
Yeah.
just sucking mud and like taking knives and these dudes are like arguing over like flatware or like not happy with their soup or
Uh-huh.
whatever. And
Across the biggest table with the fanciest of food.
yeah, it's
I,
very effective at like making you disgusted by the whole
yeah.
process.
Yeah. And no sense of urgency whatsoever.
None whatsoever.
That was infuriating a little bit,
I was
which I think is the idea.
enraged. I was enraged watching them just sit there and do nothing.
And then when he said at the end that we're gonna go back for 15 more minutes or whatever, I was like, "Are you fucking kidding?" That is the
Yeah.
most ego-driven
Yes.
fucking bullshit. Oh my god, I was upset.
Oh,
That
I no,
and I
same.
still didn't know that he was gonna die. Still didn't know at that point.
Yeah. Well, what's crazy to think about is obviously they were executing people that were deserting. They were about to desert. So it was it's it was insane, obviously. Just just literally think some of them could have like if they had snuck away, they could have sat down for like a cigarette and then it would have been over. It's just insane, man. That they got sent out for the last 15 minutes just only to get taken down for nothing. So, anyways, let's let's move to the next category: the Bishop Award for most underrated character.
Jaden,
Oh, Theoden.
Jaden. I think he doesn't get that much screen time, but he has a good presence in the movie, and he contributes to the camaraderie and I guess resilience of the young men in that troop. And then his end is equally as tragic and gut wrenching, and shows parts of war that you probably don't see or are informed about, especially in movies. So in terms of underrated characters, like he does a lot for the film without having that much screen time, I think.
Shout out to my seamstresses out there and my clothing washers for getting those
That's
uniforms looking crispy again in the
that was one of
beginning.
mine.
You know, I might not even know that like
Honestly,
unlimited
fair.
men had already died in these pants when they
Yeah.
they handed them to me.
I have a laundry comment that I'll save for a little bit later, but yes, that's a
Like
great.
I can't imagine how many different colors of stains would be in my pants by the time I got to the end of this movie.
No, seriously though. Yeah.
That's not mud.
That's
Yeah,
not
no.
much.
Oh no, no. Well, I mean, literally, I was laying on my
Yeah.
couch watching this movie, afraid for these people. Like I and like no, like completely removed from the situation. Watching actors portray fictional characters kind of doing essentially a history reenactment. And I just
Yeah.
I was watching this movie thinking I would be scared out of my fucking mind if I was
Maybe
even like if it was even a thought of me getting sent off to do this. I mean, it was really it was just incredibly sobering to just watch. I mean, they I think they really captured the essence of it.
Tanner, did they address in the making of like how miserable this must have been to film? Like it looks
Oh,
it
yeah.
looks like an unfun time
It looks like it
They,
sucked.
to make this
they did
movie.
talk about it a little bit, but honestly, most of the cast who were talking about it were very grateful for the experience. Like
And yeah,
the
that's cool.
whole set was set, or like all the trenches, they built out legitimate trenches to scale, plus a little bit of extra room so that they could have a camera following.
Yeah.
And they
Oh wow.
built many, like over in a giant field in Czech Republic, that was like 6 soccer fields, large. That's where they built
Hmm.
these trenches.
Yeah.
And then they all went through basically a boot camp to learn how to use the weapons properly, and they all did all this fitness to run on all the gear, and a lot of the actors were young and new to big picture film. So
Yeah.
while they did talk about how difficult it was, they were all coming from a perspective of like immense gratitude. I'm sure it was very difficult, and they
Yeah.
did talk about like how much fucking mud and water and weight,
Oh yeah.
the weight of the like wet and muddy clothing and stuff like that, and
Yeah.
Yeah.
all the running scenes they had talked about. but
Yeah,
you
that's
didn't
all
get
wool,
as
man.
yeah, you didn't get
Yeah.
as much like, oh, this was fucking hard. You just got like factual statements plus like gratitude, I think.
I
They didn't
think
have
that's the mark of
performance fabrics back then.
No,
yeah.
they did
Well, I
not.
think that's the mark of. I mean, that's just true professionalism at multiple levels of this production, and it shows through. It's a wonderfully made film, and I think it's kind of neat that it's young actors that are because I didn't recognize any of them except for Daniel Brühl, who's obviously older and in a more senior role. But it kind of reminds me of the concept of the newest Alien movie, Alien Romulus. The cast of the film is very young. It's a bunch of young kids, and that was by design for one of the biggest reasons is Fede Alvarez said you feel horrible when you see these young characters being killed, and there's something to that. You're seeing these
You
like
do.
they're still kids, like they're now men, they're seasoned men now, after all of this, the ones that survived. But it there's definitely just a jarring of like they're kids, they're leaving school,
Yeah.
and it's it's just and the one character Paul they forged the signature so that he could go, and it's just like no, don't do it, bro. So it's
Yeah.
you just
Right into
and
the
very
meat
much
grinder.
yeah, and
Yeah.
very similar in Alien Romulus, where you're just like, oh my god, oh, they're fucked. So different circumstances, but same kind of overall relative outcome. This is a hard category, and I want to make sure that we're respectful with this answer because of the gravity of it. Um, would this main character make your starting five to protect you for 48 hours? I'm going to say no, only
Yeah.
because now to again, and not no disrespect to to anyone that served in that war or anything like that, but from a weapon
I don't think
standpoint,
that none of them are around. None of them are listening to
from a
this.
yeah, but from a weapon standpoint, from a tactical standpoint, everything is incredibly fucked, and would not carry over to the scenario that we would be laying out.
Yeah.
I don't
I
think.
mean, I probably wouldn't choose someone from that side of the war at all in
No,
that
yeah,
war.
agreed.
I mean, they were just getting fucked over and over again.
Well,
So
isn't a big part of this like that these were just kids and they were unprepared and
yeah,
Yes.
they
Yeah.
didn't know
untrained,
what they were doing,
unprepared
and then we
kids.
just threw them in the front line and hope
Yeah.
for the best, right? They're just cannon fodder.
Yeah, because
Oh,
at least
100%.
with Full Metal Jacket, you see them go to boot camp.
Yeah.
It's like, and they're kind. I mean, they're not really fully prepared for the full experience of combat, obviously, but at least they are like physically
No, these were
prepared and
just
all
like
that.
warm bodies who could pull triggers.
Dude, yeah,
That's
warm
it.
bodies. Like, yep, exactly, and it
So
and it,
yeah,
it
they're not on my team. No.
that's a
No.
no for me, dog. So I did not have a best stunt other than the tanks driving over the trench. Now that I know that those were real trenches, that makes that sequence even more amazing. The tanks
Yeah,
going over.
and they had to fortify, and those were real tanks and real trenches that were happening.
That's awesome.
They
Wow,
had
that's
to fortify the edges of the trenches that they built so they could have
They would-
legitimate tanks drive over them, which is
How did they do that?
fucking insane.
What did they use?
I think they just I mean, they didn't go into detail about what they used, but they showed some of like the blueprints of the designs and things that they spent so long on. I think it was like 2 or 3 months in the design room alone, kind of like building out the trenches
That's awesome.
in format. But yeah, they were saying that they had to fortify those so they could have tanks drive over that with people.
Yeah.
That's crazy. So yeah, that was pretty cool. I think I put I wouldn't say it was like a crazy stunt that happened, but when Paul fights the other guy in the crater,
Oh yeah.
that was a stunt that was like less of a stunt and more of a moment. Was brutal and gritty, and it was I mean, there were a lot of great or big action moments in the film because it's a war film, but that one stood out for sure.
Oh yeah. No, I agree. Ben, you got one?
No, The tank, I guess. You know,
Yeah,
the
I,
tank stuff. That's where I was like, oh shit. Oh
Yeah.
boy.
the
Yeah.
tank
This is getting
wins.
bad.
Speaking of tanks, Fury is going to have to be an entry on here at some point too.
It's been on my list for a long
Great,
time.
great cast and just an awesome story. So yeah, I think those are solid. I think either one of those is a solid contender. I love, we've talked about this so much. We love real things, real prop designs, real sets, because they're just there's nothing like it. There's nothing like building out the real thing. And that's just, I love that. I love how, Tanner, when we first started this podcast, you were the guy that like hadn't seen anything, and now you've like leveled up. You're watching the making of documentary, and you're throwing in some knowledge. I love it. You're stepping up.
In this particular case, it was such a moving film that I was like,
Yeah.
I need to know more about all of this in general. So in this
Yeah.
particular film, I did do a lot of extra like readings and watching the behind the scenes
That's
and blah blah
cool.
blah. It was very
Now, did you
very
watch it
interesting.
with the subtitles or did you watch it dubbed into English?
I watched it with the subtitles.
Okay.
What
Demarco?
did you do?
I did subtitles as well. It was late at night, and there's always that fear of waking up Vivi, so I subtitled it.
I watched this movie a couple years ago in the German. And so I thought, all right, I got that covered. I've had that experience. I'm going to watch these guys speak English this time.
That's
So I
fair.
know what's going on.
Yeah, that's fair. I watched it. I watched it with the subtitles, and I honestly didn't notice. I wasn't too distracted by the subtitles. It was okay.
Yeah, no, agreed. Yeah, I felt the same way. That's what I love about Inglorious is you get that back and forth. Obviously, there's so many like extended sequences in German, and it's fun. So
Mm.
I can't really. We're kind of dovetailing into it already, but MacGyver Award for most innovative escape, kill, etc. I mean, you know, I think I agree with Tanner. I think the
Nobody
creators,
escaped.
Well,
yeah,
yeah,
So there's
nobody gets out
that.
alive.
there were no escapes. Although I will say, the guy that ran off with the girls, I thought he was just gonna stay gone. I was like, bro, you just
I thought so
defect and
too, actually.
become a French citizen and go hang out with the farmer and his daughters and do your thing, man. Learn how to work the farm. Just
Yeah,
chill,
Yeah.
I
bro.
literally thought that was it, but
What are you
I
doing
was
back
like,
here?
I
yeah,
was thinking, good for you, dude. Get out of here.
yeah,
So that would have been that would have been my option would have been like, this guy got out. But
yeah.
yeah, I think we can collectively skip over that one. Um, I have 3 quotes written down, and for just most quotable award, I can kick them out now unless you guys have one.
Bring it on.
Yeah, I had to dig for him a little bit because I didn't remember him from the movie. I Google searched, and but one of them really stood out to me. It's from General Friedrichs when they're talking about the reality of war. It says, "A man is born alone, he lives alone, and dies alone." Like, damn.
I feel like I've heard that someplace before. I can't
Yeah,
put my finger on where, but
yeah.
yeah. Yeah.
I
Bleak
wouldn't
it
be
too.
surprised if that was also in the book. That sounds like it could have been a book quote. But he says
It does
it's in
sound.
when he's having the wine with the guy, and the dog is next to him. So, but that's a good one. The other one is, this one is directly from the book. "I see how peoples are set against one another, and in silence, unknowingly, foolishly, obediently, innocently slay one another."
Mhm.
And that's
Yeah,
just, that really cuts right into what this movie
Gets
is,
right to the heart of it. Yeah.
yeah, that's
right
the
into
movie.
it.
100%.
Especially the end with Paul and the French soldier, of like, like, what are we doing? Like, there's the whole point of like, oh, and this was all for nothing. We lost, and we just
Yeah, yeah.
So it's and then one more that was from the movie on the train car. I think Daniel Brühl said this, I believe. "All that's separating us from an armistice is false pride."
Oh, yeah, he
Hmm.
did say that.
Not
Yeah,
wanting to relent and just saying, we lost, let's pull out and let's be done. That just, oh my God. I remember I just got so angry watching this movie, just like, why the fuck, what the hell?
Yeah.
And I think Tanner's right. It was an extremely moving film, and it really just, God, it just really angers you. It depresses you, it angers you. You know, a lot of feelings, a lot to process. So, which is
Yeah, I've been
incredible.
kind of wanting to get this podcast over with. We could
Yeah,
just like talk about this bummer movie and get it behind us
yeah. Well,
before
it's
we have
funny
to
when,
spin off into a new podcast, Bummer Club.
yeah.
I was thinking about that.
Yeah. Well, when we,
I would have the next pick. It would be 12 Years a Slave, right?
yeah. Oh God. Or Old Yeller or something. It's like,
Yeah, Marley and Me. We'll just
yeah, yeah. Oh my God. No, when Tanner mentioned this one, I barely remembered the book, but I just remember thinking, oh my God, another war movie. God, let's just get this over with. I'm probably not gonna like it, and this is gonna be a quick podcast because I'm not gonna have much to say about it. And then turns out I have lots to say about it, which is every podcast. Shocker.
Yeah.
that's why you're in the big chair, man.
The amount of
Here
thank
in
you.
the picture.
The amount of times that I have texted you guys saying, "Wow, amazing movie." I have so many thoughts. I have like those same exact words. You're like,
He just
"Oh,
copy and paste. Yeah.
yeah, basically."
I would call 911 if you were like, I got nothing. I don't.
Yeah. So, do you guys have anything to say? Because
Yeah,
Like,
Maybe
oh,
it was
Demarco's had a
trash.
stroke. Nope.
yeah,
Demarco's out.
yeah.
Song Festival Restaurant Award for Best Names. I've got
Yeah.
3. It's tough. It's I had to really dig for these.
Bleak
Armistice,
Armistice.
you know, could be a band or album name. Western Front
Western Front. I like that.
sounds kind of cool. Actually, fun fact: in the movie Civil War, which Ben has seen, we talked about this. He did not like the movie. I kind of liked it. I didn't love it, but it was okay. In that movie, there's the Western forces of America. It's California and Texas secede from the Union and band together to storm the White House. So that's why I guess that stood out to me. And then the last one is the trench. So
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
which is
trench?
the trenches.
The toilet trench or the war trench?
It's up
Yeah,
to
the
you.
war-
It's up to your
the war
imagination.
trench. Yeah. Which the trench that makes me think of one of the Meg books that the Meg movie is based on.
Mm,
I think it's the second one that's called Meg the Trench. Which that
The
is that the
Trench.
name of the movie too? The second one or no?
Yeah.
Yeah, the Trench. Yeah, with our guy Jason Statham.
Those are books. Is that what you just said?
Yeah, they're actually they're pretty fun. Like they're way less action focused and more creature feature sci-fi. You know, Jonas in the book is like not nowhere near as cool as Jason Statham.
What age are they written for? These are adult books?
5 to 7.
I think they're adult books. I think my mom read them, and I read them when I was in high school. I think maybe
This
middle
is like
school.
Peter Benchley like kind of stuff?
Yeah, I think so. Yeah, that's probably a good way
Okay.
of putting it. So,
Okay.
I mean,
Wild.
they're. Yeah, I mean, they were fun. I mean, they were.
No way would I have thought that that Meg was based on a novel.
Yeah.
Wow.
Well, now that we're on the Meg thing, I'll do it's like really quick story. Then we'll get back to the main subject.
Really quick story? Is that
Don't
possible?
remember. I actually barely remember the first movie, but in the book, they get into the vessel that gets all the way down, you know, into the Mariana Trench, you know, where we've never been before. And what happens is they see the megalodon. The megalodon kills / eats some other really large creature, underwater
Tanner,
creature.
These are movies about a very very big shark.
Very big
Yeah,
shark.
I gathered that.
and
Thank you.
in the book, the blood of the creature spreads out, and the warmth of the blood enables the megalodon to rise up to our surface of the ocean. Because apparently that area of the water is very cold, and the theory is they were keeping them down below. And then obviously all hell breaks loose, and the second one was fairly loyal to the book, where they capture Angel is her name. And anyways, We are off course again. But yeah, they're fun books. They're quick reads. They're fun. They throw a lot of pseudoscience-y sounding words that make it sound cool, you know. So the Continental Award for Best Scene Location. I have 2 very strong contenders in my opinion. Now 3 after Ben's insight.
I have an opinion. Yeah, for me, it's the bench toilet in the woods.
Yes.
That is a great location.
That's the only spot where anybody can chill for a minute.
Yeah.
That's true.
Go out there, have a smoke, take a crap, just, you know, the war can wait for a minute. That's my spot.
That's fair.
I think that's spot. I have a couple contenders, but I actually agree with you, Ben, especially when you think about when the guys are in the trench and they're fighting, and then the fight is over for a little bit of time, the dust settles, and then you got to go tag the bodies, you got to go to aid the wounded. The work really never stops, right? And the one guy sitting in the trench, that shot of him smoking the cigarette, sitting there in the trench, just oh my God, it's just incredible. Again, very, very sobering. But yeah, I think the poop plank is probably the winner here. I'm going to throw a couple of potential contenders. I just think the trench in general. I mean, I wrote on here the trenches are nightmare fuel. The lighting, everything about it. This is bad. Now, I to quote Obi-Wan, I have a very bad feeling about this. It's just like
somehow it gets even worse when they go into like one of the little bunker rooms, and then you're like,
get worse. Yeah,
this feels tight. Yeah. I don't like this. God. Now there's a ceiling that might fall on us.
Yeah,
no, thank you.
Well, they go in for cover and to protect themselves. Then they have to get the hell out before it collapses on all. And again, another beautiful shot in the makeup when they're pulling the rubble off of him, and his like face is all covered in ash and his eyes kind of messed up. It's this movie was so well done. I never want to see it again, but it was really well done. Last contender for Continental Award, the laundry room. I think watching the women washing the clothes, hanging the pants, it's just it gives you a different side. You're like, wow, all these pants have been used by like multiple soldiers, and they keep coming back, and you see like the water and like you know, Ben made a joke about it, but it's true, the different shades of red and brown on the pants, and you're just like, oh my God, what the fuck is going on here, man? It's wild. I mean, it's but so well done. Similar to the letter sequence, the telegram sequence in Saving Private Ryan, I think kind of gives you the other side of the battle. So, which that sequence is so good too. But yeah, I think the poop plank is the winner. I think that's a strong
break room. It's basically the break room.
It's the break room.
The break room.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I would definitely. I mean, everybody probably develops IBS in this situation, but I would claim
100%
for sure. I'd be like, I gotta go again. Sorry, General. Sorry, Captain.
Yeah.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, you think about like these guys probably didn't get. I mean, that room when they go down into one of the bunkers and one of like the side rooms. I guess it's like a mini cave or whatever. That platter of food. I don't know if food has ever looked so delicious, because you can feel how hungry they are, and there's like the meat and the bread, and you're just like, all right, guys, get a quick bite before the fucking bombs start coming in. It was you're just like, wow, this food just looks so good. I'm like, please take these calories in, boys. Come on. Come on. I was low key cheering them up to eat it up. So, but
yeah.
So if we need to come up with a food and drink award. We need to come up with our own version. The rewatchables have the big Kahuna burger. We're obviously not going to rip off that. We're going to come up with our own. So
it's got to be something with you, related to you, because I was just listening to or editing an earlier podcast where we talked about the food that we were eating, and that you always get fucking 15 cheeseburgers, and you're like, is this okay for everyone?
Yeah.
And we're like, I'll have 2. You'll have, all right, I'll have the other 5.
I miss the food.
We have to figure out how to.
We got to bring
I was just thinking about that today, about how we add that back, but we'll figure that out.
Well, let's get you in like a more reasonable time zone.
The time zone, I mean, yeah.
Yeah.
I will be in a more reasonable time zone in April.
I'll eat hamburgers for breakfast.
So Ben
Crazy.
texted me and said, "You need to get on Letterboxd and put together a list of good dogs in action." And of course, my brain was like, "Yes, oh my god!" Like the dog from Road Warrior and all, so many, I Am Legend. There's like it's the list is endless. Also, shout out to the dog in Independence Day. As a kid, watching him jump, off the car, like that still gets me every time. You're like, "You're good, you can make it." There's only literally one dog in the movie, so it's just the big black dog that's hanging out with General Friedrichs, who has like one or
By
two
default, that dog
micro
wins.
scenes. Yeah, so not much. All right, now we get into the character who belongs in two categories, in my opinion: the Burke Award for biggest a-hole / dick move.
I agree. I also put him in this category as well.
Yeah, Friedrichs is. I'm not going to repeat it for our audience, but I have a special comment about his character that I will hit you guys with on the group text because it's a little unsavory. But and I don't want to say it. I also don't want to say it in front of my daughter who's sitting next to me. So
Spicy.
We'll save it for later. If you sign up for Action Club Extended, you can get the uncut raw tapes.
I literally just watched just listened to a podcast where you were like, I have a comment that I'm going to save for later. If you sign up for Patreon, blah, blah, blah.
For Patreon.
So at least this is the same throughout all podcasts.
Yeah. Well, there's always those comments. That's why I put them on the notes so you guys can read them later and then go, "Oh yeah, that was good," or "That was really bad. That was definitely not PC." But boys, I thought this was going to be like a 25-30 minute podcast tops. We had a lot to say. What a beautifully shot, tragically bleak film. And at every level of the game, this movie, it was such a wonderfully well put together production. And Tanner, this was an excellent choice.
Yeah, good pick.
Well, yeah, we can never watch it again. It'd be great.
We can never watch it again. Although I'm ready for 1917 because I feel like can it get worse than this one as far as just
I will say I instantly added to my Netflix like 3 or 4 somewhat related war movies. I was like, yeah, that was really bleak and brutal and horrible, but let me watch some other ones.
1917 has the Roger Deakins cinematography. He did we watched Skyfall, he did that. Maybe some other things. So it's one of those like every shot is a painting sort of things, like uses light in crazy ways. So look forward to that. That's a really good one.
Speaking of Skyfall, go ahead, Ben.
It's just like, some of my favorite movies that we do, like Fury Road, are just like where it starts and then it's just running for the whole movie, right? And it's one of those. Yeah.
No, I was just gonna say, speaking of Skyfall, another film with an awesome Home Alone style sequence at the end in the mansion. So with the light bulbs and the classic
Home Alone.
Yeah. So whenever the Home Alone is sequence is in there, you're ready. So, well, boys, this was awesome. Great pick, Tanner. Agreed. Let's never watch this again. I kind of want to read the book now to see the differences. So
you should watch the 1930 version. It's very good.
Okay. All right. I will consider it. I need some time to recover.
Yeah, I watched it on Amazon. I mean, you'll be amazed at like what they were doing with like the crowds and like there's all these, looks like there's thousands of extras. Just it looks, cool. Scale of it looks, as big as this.
And at least
100 years ago.
And at least there's a party when they see the girls.
Right? There is a little party. Yep.
Great.
That's great. A little levity. Great.
Yeah. A little levity goes a long way. Well, we want to thank all of you so much for tuning in for another episode of Action Club Podcast. This is a blast. I'm your host, Demarco Crum. We've got Ben Weber, Tanner Spees in the house. We'll catch you guys on the flip side.
Yeah, see you next
time. The Goodest Girl / Goodest Boy Award. This award came out from a conversation I had with Ben. Ben texted me and said, dude.
Oh, yeah.
Get on Letterboxd.
You and Ben talked about things and you come up with the Goodest Boy, Goodest Girl award?
Well, I came up with it after he texted me.